Today I want to talk about tracks and sequences within the MPC Live and how I work with those. Let's check it out. So lately I've been working on my finger drumming. My workflow is quite a bit different than it used to be, where I'd have multiple programs with this finger drumming layout. All my samples are on one program and my beat is playable with my fingertips. Whether I'm writing something original and recording in from the keyboard here, or I'm sampling in a loop from a record, all that will be on track 1, which is labeled main sample. So I've got a record that I sampled here. Let's just go ahead and start sequencing on track 1. I'll go ahead and move over to my next track. The next track is my kick. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that in. So I'll start with the kick and the snare, or in this case I have a clap, and put it on track 2. Then I'll remove the clap and then go ahead and put it back on track 3. Remove the snare or the clap from the kick track. I'm going to reprogram that in. Like sometimes I like to turn the time correction off. Human feel. Here we go. My next track is going to be my cymbals, so I'll just throw some in there and see how that feels. That was my crash, and throw in this ride here as well. That sounds alright. So I didn't like the sound of the cymbals, so I'm going to erase those, and I tend to do this from time to time. I'll just move on to something else. From here I have a foundation of my beat. I have my sample, my kick drum, a clap, and so I got the rhythm going. From here I'll usually go to the keyboard and I'll probably play a bass line out. I won't pretend that I remember how to play this bass line that I have in here, but what I do from here is I'll play the beat and I'll just go ahead and record a bass line in just through audio, no MIDI, and then I just go ahead and assign it to this pad up here. I'll usually have 2 bass line loops, one for a hook and then the other for my verse. So this is what the beat sounds like, and I put my bass line on track 6, so this is what the beat sounds like with the bass. I'm going to go ahead and go back and start adding some more percussion again. I'll get my cymbals back in there eventually. Right now on track 5 it says perk, and in this case I have a shaker here and a hi-hat here, and I'm going to go ahead and have those on the same track. I'm going to bring the cymbals back. Let's do that. this is a good base for me to go ahead and copy this over to the verse so I can do some changes there and start building my arrangement. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is hit the pencil icon there and copy sequence. Let's go down and go all the way to 2. So now I have all that content on my second sequence labeled verse. So from here I'm going to start erasing some things. I don't want the cymbals to be so active on the verse, so I'm going to erase that and I'll redo some stuff on there. As well with the percussion, hi-hat, the shaker. I'll erase that. So I'm back to this. And I did play a different bass line for the verse than I did for the hook. So I'm going to erase the bass. And I have the other bass line here. So I got to put that in. From here I want to move over to the intro. I'm going to do some basic stuff. So for my intro I'm probably just going to have the sample play out and it'll lead into the hook. So let's do that. Set in there I have a vocal sample, I think a reversed cymbal that kind of leads up and kind of does this swelling thing, so there's a smooth transition into when the beat drops. And let's go back to the hook, and there's another element that I have for the hook, some more vocal elements, so I have those placed up here. Let's go ahead and insert those. So after playing that vocal sample over my hook, I'm kind of not really liking the sound of the percussion. So I'm going to mute that out, and I'm going to go ahead and see what my intro sounds like leading into my hook. So let's go ahead and play the intro first. And then as soon as it starts playing, you can go ahead and scroll over to the next thing you want, the next sequence you want to play, and it'll just go ahead and play that next. Okay, so you get an idea. The arrangement is starting to build. I now have a hook pretty much set up. I have my verse set up pretty much, and I have an intro. And now for an outro, what I usually do is I'll have the outro come in after my hook. So I'll go ahead again and copy that sequence to my outro. And then from there, I'll start erasing elements kind of slowly so that instead of like building up from an intro, it starts to slowly kind of come apart and fade away in a way. So this is what the, I'm going to go ahead and play the hook and then the outro so you can hear kind of how the elements start to disappear. So there it is. You got an idea of my workflow. Start with a finger drum thing. Get everything on the pad. Start building it. Start with the hook. Sequence that out. Copy that. Create a verse. remove some elements so it's more simplified, gives a little room for a vocal if that's the case. Create an intro, builds up into the hook, and then copy that hook out and create an outro that starts to take elements away, kind of gives it effect of kind of fading away. So that's it. There you go, a little insight into my workflow when I'm dealing with tracks and sequences. I hope to actually learn a little bit from you guys. YouTube is a social network, in my opinion, not just about creators and consumers. So if you're consuming, go ahead and create, post a video. I love to learn a thing or two from y'all. And I love sharing, so I hope to do more videos just like this. Maybe next time I'll do a beat on the spot rather than pulling up an old instrumental. Thank you for joining me. It's Raul, and this has been Lifted Noise. Go ahead and subscribe. Peace. I'll see you next time.